family. As we sit here surrounded by the quiet hills and the familiar Shillong mist, it's hard not to feel grateful. Because IIM Shillong is not just a campus, it is a story that keeps finding new voices each year.
A story of those who believed that management could be driven by compassion. Today we celebrate 19 years of that belief, 19 years of shaping futures and serving humanity.
To begin our celebrations, may I invite Professor Naliniprava Tripathy, Director in Charge IIM Shillong, Shri Nitin Sharma, Member Board of Governors IIM Shillong, to kindly come forward on the dais.
We shall now commence the proceedings with a lamp lighting ceremony, a tradition that signifies the dispelling of darkness and the illumination of knowledge and wisdom. On this foundation day of IIM Shillong, the lighting of the lamp serves as a reminder of the Institute's enduring commitment to learning, integrity, and leadership. It symbolizes the light of knowledge that continues to guide the IIM Shillong community in its pursuit of excellence and service to society. And please.
या देवी सर्वभूतेषु विद्यारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः. As this flame glows, may it remind us that true education is not about standing in the light, it is about helping others find theirs. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to read a message from our respected Chairman, Board of Governors, IIM Shillong, Shri Shishir Bajoria ji. He has conveyed his heartfelt greetings and thoughts for the Foundation Day. The message reads, Dr. Nitin Sharma ji, our Board of Governors member, guests, member from the media, Director in Charge, faculty and non-faculty colleagues, and most important, dear students. Khublai. Namaste. Heartiest greetings and congratulations on the 19th Foundation Day to each one of you. As chairman of the board, it gives me immense pleasure as the institute moves ahead with flying colors in the 19th year. Last year, for the first time, we celebrated our Foundation Day, and much against my wishes, I am unable to be physically present with all of you. Nevertheless, my heart and good wishes are always with you all. I am further delighted to learn that a small library is being added in the 2 schools in Shillong that we adopted last year on this day. We have been contributing in various manners to the society and the government of Meghalaya as our social responsibility. And it is very encouraging to know that the students and all the employees of the institute come forward on all such occasions. I also compliment you for organizing the Foundation Day lecture today morning. I suggest that this series we continue as an annual event. This year, we have added another feather in our cap. Another chapter to our history with introduction of the IPM course. And what we are proud of is the fact that this undergrad course is unique in itself. I'm sure our young calls of the IPM are enjoying every day of theirs in our campus in the clouds. The feedback which I have is really very encouraging, and on the behalf of the board, I thank the director in charge, faculty, officers, and dedicated staff for the same. We recently hosted the pre-PRT team for our accreditation. The team went with positive vibes and feelings for the institute. I am sure all of you are working on collectively with their suggestions, and next year we should be accredited by various accreditation bodies. My compliments to each one of you for contributing in a fabulous manner to strengthen our institute. And I am confident that you would continue with the same zeal, passion, and enthusiasm. My best wishes to students for their exams, placements, and summer internships. Heartiest greetings once again. Jai Bharat, Jai Hind.
We extend our heartfelt thanks to Mr. Shishir Bajoria ji for sharing his gracious message with us on this special occasion. At the heart of our institution lies the guiding light of its leadership. We would like to invite Professor Naliniprava Tripathy, Director in charge, to deliver the opening remarks and set the tone for the day. Ma'am, please.
Respected Shri Nitin ji, Member Board of Governors, IIM Shillong, Shri Dev ji, our previous Board of Governors, IIM Shillong, and my dear faculty colleagues, officers, staffs, distinguished alumni, and my dear students. Good afternoon to one and all here. It gives me immense pleasure to stand before you today on this auspicious occasion of Foundation Day of our institute. I stand before you today as a fellow traveler on this exciting journey. It is indeed a day of pride for all of us. It is indeed a reflection for all of us, and it is a day for renewed commitment for all of us. Today, we celebrate the journey of IIM Shillong. We recognize that management education is a transformative experiences. We have always promised ourselves that we do not want to give merely a degree to our students, but we want to equip our students with toolkit. One that dismantle barriers and build bridges. Our institute was established in 2007 by the Government of India, and we have started our MBA program in 2008 with 63 students, with the belief that management education must go beyond classrooms and case studies. It must connect with the people, it must connect with the communities, and it must contribute to the nation building. In this direction, we had set our goals to equip our students with knowledge, skills, and mindset to flourish in this dynamic business environment. Within a short span of 18 years of its existence, and we are celebrating the 19th year, we have achieved several milestones in different spheres, including academic journey, research and publication, international collaborations, societal impact, alumni engagement, and providing services to the northeastern region of our country. This year, we have achieved another milestone by launching 5-year integrated program in management and encourage our students to nurture our students with a blend of liberal arts, management education, and skills such as critical thinking, problem solving, and data-driven decision making. Our program also offers multiple exit options and encouraging our students to complete their required credit, and they can exit after having the certificates or diplomas or BBA degrees or MBA degrees. We are very happy to announce here that all our programs are significantly contributing to 4 pillars of National Education Policy 2020, that is holistic, multidisciplinary, experiential learning, and ethical education. We are continuously upgrading our course curriculum with greater emphasis on experiential learning, social responsibility, and entrepreneurship. In this direction, we have introduced community immersion program across all the programs and making mandatory for every student to work with the small startups, entrepreneurs, to stay with them, to work with them, to understand their ground problems, and bringing their classroom experience to the practical applicability and provide solution to them, and promoting social responsible leader, promoting entrepreneurship, and promoting critical thinking. Our goal is to achieve Triple Crown accreditation, that is AACSB, EQUIS, and AMBA. In this direction, we have been working since last 6 years, and very happy to announce that we are verge of getting AACSB accreditation very shortly. We are also expecting to get EQUIS in 2026. We are continuously aligning our efforts with the requirements as and when needed by the accreditation, maybe AACSB or EQUIS or AMBA. We are complying all these requirements time to time as and when needed by them. Research is the engine of academic excellence. Our qualitative and quantitative research have been significantly increased in comparison to last year. Our research collaborations, research projects with the National International Institute have been also significantly increased in comparison to the last year. Internationalization is the key to connecting world. We have signed this year 11 MOUs, and some more MOUs are in pipeline yet to be signed with the global, very reputed institution of the world to strengthen our global footprint, to enhance our academic partnership, to enhance our research collaboration, to enhance our student mobility, student exchange program, faculty exchange program, and dual degree program. We are strengthening our brand through the international immersion program to positioning IIM Shillong as a global, truly global study destination. And all these international activities or the initiatives which we are going to take it is aligned with not only NEP 2020, but also with Viksit Bharat 2047, encouraging the higher education to create their presence in the global level. Our NECI Center is continuously taking initiatives, providing services to this part of the region, the local, cater to the needs of the local part of this region. And the initiatives is increasing day by day. Our APJ Abdul Kalam Center also has undertaken several new initiatives. It has signed MOU with Tripura government, Panchayat Raj Department, to promote rural governance in the Tripura, which is also aligned with Viksit Bharat 2047. We have also signed MOU with IICA, Indian Institute of Corporate Affairs, to launch 6-month certificate programs on ESG to cater to the needs of the northeastern region. Our Abdul Kalam Center has also taken initiatives to provide guidance to the Sikkim government to address the gap of agri-supply chain and logistic management and marketing also. Similarly, the government of Mizoram has also requested to us to provide guidance for their capacity building and to address their gap of logistic management. We are very proud for our alumni. Our alumni carry legacy forward across all the sectors and continents. They are the living proof of knowledge, skill, and value instilled here. We are delighted to announce that the last year, our alumni has facilitated 43 job opportunity to our graduating students. This year, we are expecting much more from our alumni. As we move forward the future, our commitment is to deepening the academic industry relationship and equip our students with agility, adaptability, critical thinking, who can drive innovation, sustainability, inclusive, and self-reliant India. We are also committed to encourage our students to deepening the relationship with peers, their seniors, faculties, industries, and alumni, not only for their personal growth, but also for their professional growth. Since all the students of our institutes are the architect of tomorrow, I would like to tell you one thing, that management education is not only climbing the ladders, but to uplift the others as you rise up. The future of management education lies not in knowing all the answers, but it lies the courage to ask right question, and resilience to pioneer solution. Last but not least, I would like to express my sincere thanks to all my colleagues, officers, staffs, students, alumni, board, for providing all kind of support and the hard work and participated in our shared vision. Once again, thank you all for being with us, for us in this exciting journey. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am, for your kind words. Your words remind us that growth here is never just upwards, it's always inward too.
Nearly 2 decades ago, this institute began with a handful of people and a powerful idea that education can transform not just careers but communities.
To share his reflections, we warmly welcome Shri Nitin Sharma ji, Member Board of Governors IIM Shillong and the Regional Director of Solution Sales, South Asia at Dorma Kaba. Sir, please.
Director in charge, Professor Naliniprava Tripathy ji, my former colleague on board, BK Desa, and thank you very much for being here today. Faculty members, staff, and students. I think today we all are reflecting because it's a Foundation Day and that is special for all of us. And I remember 2 or 3 years back with Professor Goyal, Basav and Rohit ji, I think I can see somewhere. We were discussing that we should celebrate our Foundation Day. The idea came up from that discussion. Then there was a problem that we were not aware which day we should celebrate our as Foundation Day. Because the document on which it was written, or maybe I don't know, there was some confusion in that. So somehow the pillars, like we said, 3-4 professors, those are here, Professor Nalini, Basavji, Rohitji, they all find out one document and finally they said that this day can be celebrated as Foundation Day. And today I'm very happy that you are seriously taking this day. You all have come here today, and I think seriousness can be seen. I'm traveling since last 2 days. I was in Bangalore for some office work, and Madam was after my life that somebody from the board should come because Chairman was supposed to be here today, but he could not join, and I'm also representing him today. So I can understand the seriousness when she said, no, somebody from the board has to come, and I'm very happy to note that even the students are taking it in that spirit. I think you should take it even more bigger spirit. Alumni all are here. This is not the day for the institute. I think this day should be celebrated by the alumni across, not only in the institute. This day should go out from the boundaries of the institute, and it should go to the various cities where alumni has chapters. And this day should be celebrated with high spirit. I come from INSEAD and we celebrate 12th October as INSEAD Day. And you can notice it across LinkedIn, across various social media platforms, and not by institute, by the alumni, by the student. I think this spirit should be there. With each one of us, those are here and those are in absentia or those are somewhere in the boardroom, we all should take it in the same way. So let me congratulate you all on this 19th Foundation Day. So 18 years, good years, we have come far. And as Director in Charge ma'am gave in her speech, we have done good things. Things that you all can be proud of. Things that you can all see something is happening. One data, because alumni is sitting here. I don't know you know this data or not, but one data is when we joined board in 2016, roughly 16, 17, average salary should be around 15 or 16 lakhs somewhere, or 14 lakh. I don't know when it started in 2008, what was the average salary. But today it is around 27 lakh. And you know, one thing that we don't know, we were interviewing for the director, and one candidate from IIM Lucknow came. I asked him, because he was telling you need to do this, you need to do that, and we can improve this, and he was giving us long list of lecture like you can do this and that. Then I asked him, what is the one thing that we have done good? He said, no, I don't think you have done anything good. Then I asked him, what is our average salary? And he had no clue at all. And he said, I think 16 or 17 lakh. So this is like the good thing that we are doing. We are not able to communicate. I think the communication, and we are discussing about the perception, and we are making a committee, and I think some of you students must be involved in that. How we can increase or how we can put our perception in a better way in front of the world. So that is one thing we need to do. We are doing a lot of good things, but I think since we are talking about good things, we are not able to communicate even the things that we are doing good. Of course, there is a scope of improvement. Madam was talking about accreditation. The newer institute, they already have ASSP. Other accreditations they already have, but we don't have. So that means somewhere we are lacking in speed. Although I can see we are doing everything that is in our capacity, but somehow it is not happening. And if it is not happening, that does not mean we are not working in that. So should we work or should we not work? So some of you must be here from the science background. I'm not from the science background. I don't know, but I have read it. So let me tell you, I have read one principle that is called Heisenberg principle of uncertainty. Some of you must have maybe explained it in a better way more than I will explain, but let me try. This principle of indeterminance or principle of uncertainty, it says you cannot always tell clearly position and momentum. Like we can check if the speed is this and the time is this. You can exactly tell this is the, like if some car is going, suppose, and the car is on this point right now and it is going with 80 km/h speed, you can exactly tell that after 10 minutes it will be at this position. But if you go below at electron level in quantum, you cannot tell this because this principle failed there. That means somewhere when you go on a subtle level, very smaller atomic level, principles failed. So maybe physical things can do that, but the organizations cannot do that. Organizations are small. Organizations are big, but organizations are small too, in the sense of because it has different dimensions. You cannot predict everything clearly. Then what is important for organizations? It is speed, because management students are here and they must have read agility, and you must have read various professionals are saying in the world of agility only speed matters. But for organizations, speed doesn't matter. Matter what? the thing that matters for organizations is direction. Always check, are we in the right direction? Are we doing things with the right intent? Are we doing things that is representing each one of us? If we are doing this, sooner or later we will reach. Even if we are reaching there late, we all will reach. And I think that's the goal of the organization. It should not happen, somebody is reaching, it should not happen. Your director, ma'am, is reaching there and nobody is there. You are just sticking that we are all triple crown. But when we reach on that stage that is called triple crown, we all should be there. And I think you have, I don't know you have read Gita or not, but in Gita there is one shloka, Karmanyavadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachanam. And Mahabharat serial you all must have listened it. So it means maybe Lord Krishna was trying to say, you cannot say what will happen with you, what will be the final result, but do your work in the right direction, because outcome is not in your hand. And that is the right thing, and that is the thing for the organizations also. Organizations also work in the same way, have the right direction, and I'm very happy that we are in the right direction. Every time we are talking, we are in the right direction, we are working as a team. Although I remember when we first time came on board and we had our first convocation, and I think Professor Basa was on board at that time too. Only 2 or 3 people used to be there on programs, but now I can see all the professors, teachers, staff members, students, you all are here, and I think that is our real success. And how it impact us, let me tell you one story, because I think stories sometimes give a right reflection. एक राज्य था कोई पुराना, उसमें एक सेनापति थे उस राजा, और वो सेनापति इतने बड़े धनुर्धर थे कि उनके जैसा कोई धनुर्धर शायद उन पूरे का पूरा जो राज्य रहा होगा, पूरा जो साम्राज्य उस राजा का था, उसमें कोई इतना बड़ा धनुर्धर नहीं था। तो एक दिन राजा ने उन्हें अपने पास बुलाया और कहा कि अगर तुम सहमति दो तो मैं ये घोषणा कर दूं कि आप हमारे राज्य के, आप हमारे देश के सबसे बड़े धनुर्धर हो। हालांकि इसमें कोई कहने जैसी बात नहीं है क्योंकि आप हो ही, पर फिर भी मैं आपसे एक बार सहमति चाहता हूं कि उससे पहले मैं घोषणा करूं, आप अपनी सहमति दे दें। तो जब वो दोनों ये बातें कर रहे थे, पीछे एक दरबान खड़ा था। वो दरबान उनकी बात सुन रहा था और दरबान ने कहा, थोड़ा मुस्कुराया पहले तो राजा की पीठ उसके तरफ थी, लेकिन सेनापति ने देख लिया। तो सेनापति ने हाँ नहीं कहा राजा को, क्योंकि दरबान मुस्कुराया था। तो सेनापति ने जाते हुए दरबान से पूछा कि आपको नहीं लगता कि मैं सबसे बड़ा धनुर्धर हूं, आप क्यों मुस्कुराए? उसने कहा कि आप धनुर्धर, तो मुझे लगता है कि आपने अभी धनुष चलाना होता क्या है, आपको वो भी सीखने की जरूरत है। कहते भाई आप ऐसा कैसे कह रहे हो, कोई ऐसा निशाना नहीं जो लगता नहीं, मैं 100 तीर चलाऊं तो 100 के 100 निशाने लगते हैं, तो फिर बचा क्या? कहते नहीं, देखो आप घोषणा बाद में करना, लेकिन पहले एक जंगल की तरफ एक पहाड़ है, आप उस पहाड़ पे चले जाओ, वहां एक लकड़हारा बुजुर्ग आदमी आपको मिलेगा, उससे मिलने, उसके बाद आपको ठीक लगे तो घोषणा करें। तो सेनापति उसकी खोज में गया, तो वहां उसे एक लकड़हारा मिला जो जंगल में रहता था, लकड़ी काट के अपना घर चलाता था, और जिसके बारे में किसी को पता भी नहीं था। सेनापति को लगा ऐसा हो कैसे सकता है कि जिसे नाम मैं जानता हूं, ये इतना बड़ा धनुर्धर। तो उसने पूछा कि जी मैं किसी ऐसे व्यक्ति की तलाश में आया हूं, मुझे बता गया है कि कोई बड़ा धनुर्धर यहां रहता है। उस लकड़हारे की ये खूबी थी कि इसे तीर चलाना पड़ता था, उसके हाथ में जो चीज आ जाती थी वो तीर बन जाता था, और वो मानव शरीर के ऐसे हिस्से जानता था कि अगर फेंक के एक पेंसिल भी मार दे और खून का एक बूंद भी ना गिरे और व्यक्ति मर जाए। तो उसने 3 दिन सेनापति ने उस बुजुर्ग से बात की और उसे जान पड़ा कि शायद सच में मुझे धनुर्विद्या भी नहीं आती है। तो उसके साथ वो 3 साल बैठा, सीखा, और 3 साल सीखने के बाद उसे लगा कि अब शायद मैं घोषणा कर सकता हूं कि मैं अब सबसे बड़ा धनुर्धर हूं। जब उसके मन में विचार आया तो उसे ध्यान में आया कि लेकिन मैं घोषणा तो कर दूंगा और शायद ये जो मेरा गुरु है ये प्रतिवाद भी ना करे, पर लेकिन मैं तो जानता ही हूं कि गुरु अभी जिंदा है, और गुरु अगर जिंदा है तो मैं सबसे बड़ा धनुर्धर तो नहीं हुआ। तो मन में लोभ उठा और एक पेड़ के पीछे छिप गया। जब गुरु सुबह को लकड़ी काट के आता था तो छिप के गुरु पे बाण चलाया। गुरु ने देखा कि तीर आ रहा है। गुरु के हाथ में जो लकड़ी थी उस लकड़ी को उसने फेंका और वो तीर वापस हो गया और जाके उसी को लगा। अब गुरु आया, गुरु ने तीर निकाला और निकाल के कहा कि ये आखिरी चीज थी जो मैंने तुझे अभी नहीं सिखाई थी, और अब ये भी सिखा दी। अब तू जाके घोषणा कर सकता है कि तू सबसे बड़ा धनुर्धर है और मैंने आज से धनुर्विद्या छोड़ दी, मेरी तुझे कोई फिक्र करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है। लेकिन इससे पहले तू घोषणा करे, मैं तुझे बता दूं कि मेरा गुरु अभी जिंदा है और मेरे साथ तो तू बैठ के शायद 3 साल में सीख गया, मेरे गुरु के साथ बैठ के सीखने में शायद 30 जन्म भी कम पड़े। अब उसे लगा कि ऐसा हो क्या सकता है धनुर्विद्या में। अब तो ध्यान में भी कुछ नहीं आता है। जो सीखना था मैंने 3 साल में सीख लिया, इतना सूक्ष्म ज्ञान जो हो सकता था मैं सीख गया, अब बचा क्या है। पर चूंकि अब लग गई तो अब गुरु को तो ढूंढना पड़ेगा। अब वो उनके गुरु को ढूंढने के लिए निकल पड़ा। जो स्थान बताया था वहां पहुंचा तो एक बहुत बुजुर्ग व्यक्ति जिसकी कमर झुकी हुई थी, एकदम दुबला पतला, उधर से चला आ रहा था। तो उसने कहा कि मैं ऐसे व्यक्ति की तलाश में हूं, मुझे बताया गया है कि जो बड़े धनुर्धर है, मुझे उन फला फला व्यक्ति ने भेजा है और कहा है कि वो मेरे गुरु हैं और मैं उनका शिष्य हूं और मैं सबसे बड़ा धनुर्धर हूं। तो उस बुजुर्ग व्यक्ति ने कहा कि अगर धनुर्धर हो तो फिर ये धनुष बाण लिए क्या कर रहे हैं। कहते धनुष बाण बिना धनुर्धर कैसा। कहते हैं कि जब म्यूजिशियन म्यूजिक सीख जाता है तो वीणा तोड़ देता है। जब अंदर से संगीत निकले, जब अंदर से धनुर्विद्या तुम्हारे निकलने लगे, तुम देखो और तुम्हारी नजर ही तीर बन जाए। जब आप इस स्तर तक पहुंच जाए वो धनुर्विद्या है। तो दिखाने के लिए उन्होंने कहा, एक ऊपर कुछ पक्षी जा रहे थे, उस बुजुर्ग व्यक्ति ने ऊपर देखा और पक्षी नीचे गिर गए। कि जब आपका सोचना मात्र तीर बन जाए, उस स्तर तक आप अपनी विद्या को ले जाएं, तो कहते फिर सीखे कैसे। कहते आइए मेरे साथ चलो। तो पहाड़ था, पहाड़ के नीचे एक बड़ी गहरा खड्ड था, क्लिफ थी, और क्लिफ पे एक छोटा एक पत्थर बाहर थोड़ा निकला हुआ था। तो वो बुजुर्ग व्यक्ति जिससे सीधा चला नहीं जा रहा था, वो उस पे गया और एक पैर रख के खड़ा हो गया। उसका एड़ी नीचे खाई में लटक गई और पूरा भार पंजे पे रहा और वो उस पे खड़ा हो गया। और अगर थोड़ा सा चूक जाए और नीचे खड्डे में गिर जाए तो हड्डियां भी कहीं ना मिले, इतना गहराई वहां थी। तो उस बुजुर्ग ने कहा कि आप तो धनुर्धर हो, कि आप खड़े हो। कहते थोड़ा डर लगता है, अंदर से कपता है। कहते जब अंदर से कपता है तो हाथ नहीं कपता होगा, इस बात की क्या गारंटी। जब आप अंदर से कपते हो तो हाथ भी कपता होगा। आपके निशाने कुछ बड़े रहे होंगे, आप किसी पक्षी को मार लेते होंगे, उस पक्षी पे लगा, वो इतना बड़ा निशाना रहा होगा, आपने मारा और लग गया। लेकिन जब आप अल्टीमेट को जाना चाहते हो, आपको सूक्ष्म को पाना पड़ेगा, सबसे छोटे को पाना पड़ेगा। तो ये कहानी मैंने इसलिए सुनाई कि जो अंदर का छोटा है वो आप कभी अचीव नहीं कर सकते। और मान लो आपने अचीव कर भी लिया, वो बुजुर्ग जो खड़ा भी था उस पे, हवा थोड़ी तेज आ जाए तो भी गिर सकता है। अगर आंधी आए तो उड़ भी जाते हैं आंधी। तो इसलिए आप सारी चीजों को कंट्रोल नहीं कर सकते। जब आप कहते हैं ना कि प्रैक्टिस मेक्स अ मैन परफेक्ट, बट अब तो आप मैनेजमेंट के स्टूडेंट हैं, आप कहते हैं कि प्रैक्टिस मेक्स अ मैन बेटर बेटर एंड बेटर, बट बेटर की भी एक सीमा है। आप जब उस सीमा तक पहुंच जाए, उसके बावजूद भी कुछ ऐसे फैक्टर्स हो सकते हैं जो आप कंट्रोल नहीं कर सकते। आप कंट्रोल कर सकते हो अपना बिहेवियर, आप कंट्रोल कर सकते हो अपना इंटेंट। यू कैन नॉट कंट्रोल द कंटेंट. Content is what you are doing. Sometimes content may happen due to various situations, but intent is yours. Intent is to build the organization. Intent is to come together. Intent is the right direction, whatever may be the cost. Intent is everybody should be involved. You must have read the story of janitor who was in NASA. You know, if maybe some of you don't know this story, John F. Kennedy was visiting NASA center, and after visiting, he went to loo, and he found one janitor there, and he asked him, "What do you do, gentleman?" He said, "I'm helping NASA to send people to moon." So that kind of commitment need. The security guard standing there outside, he also was part of the same motive, same mission, and I think that's our responsibility. We need to develop that culture here. And very famous smell of the place from Sumanta Mukherjee, and he explained it in a different way. You need stretch within the organization. Stretch means when a work is given to somebody, it's not just like that, he's just completing it. He's just marking a tick. I have done that. But whatever best he or she can do, going beyond that tick mark, stretch yourself. That thing will create a different culture. And these things will create a place, an organization. Second, he mentioned in his speech, discipline. Discipline is most important thing. And since we are talking about good things, I'm not naming here people, but we discuss a lot of things. And we discuss timeline. But things are not happening. I think we should take all these things seriously. We are not bothered about the result, like I said. What we will get, we don't know. But what we will do, we should know. And discipline, there is a famous thing in Intel. You agree or disagree, but commit. Once something is decided, you cannot say that I don't like this. But once it is decided, it is decided. Maybe individually I don't like that. But we have to execute that. So discipline is most important thing. I'm not giving lecture, and I'm not supposed to, because you all are professors and management students. You know maybe better than me. But I think I'm not addressing to one particular person here. I'm addressing organization that collectively what we should do. And when I'm telling all these things, it includes me too. Third is support, and fourth is trust. Support to each other. And building trust is the thing that we can do as an organization. So on this 19th Foundation Day, we have done good things, and let's celebrate that. You know, let me tell you one more very good story, smaller one this time. You know, एक टीचर क्लास में आया, क्योंकि इंस्टीट्यूट है तो मैं टीचर वाली बात ही बताता हूँ. तो उसने बोर्ड पे लिखना शुरू किया 2 का टेबल. तो लिखा 2, 4, 6, 9, 10, 12, 14 ऐसे करके पूरा 20 तक लिखा. तो सारे स्टूडेंट हंस पड़े, कहते जी आपने गलत लिखा, 9 कहाँ से लिखा, 2 के टेबल में 9 कहाँ से आया. तो उसने कहा लेट मी गिव यू वन वंडरफुल मैसेज. मैंने जब ये 2 का टेबल लिखा, 9 बार सही चीज लिखी. एक गलती लिखी और आप उस एक गलती पे हंस रहे हो. And this is called in the language of management missing tile syndrome. This was a case study in USA. लोगों की आदत होती है कि जो गड़बड़ है उसे देखने का, और उससे हम डिमोटिवेट भी होते हैं. तो हमें उससे डिमोटिवेट नहीं होना है. गलतियां होंगी. We all are here to do mistakes, but don't repeat the mistake. I think that is expected here, and let's celebrate this day. And Director was telling me today evening we have cultural evening or cultural night. So I'm also very eager to and hopeful. Let's have some good music, good dance in the evening. Let's celebrate this Foundation Day. But don't forget the direction. Don't forget the intent. And don't forget the collectiveness. With this, I stop here. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir, for reminding that every milestone we celebrate today stands on the shoulders of those who built before us.
We will now request the dignitaries to take a seat in the front as we visit down the memory lane. Every journey deserves a pause. To look back, to smile, and to be thankful. Let's take a few moments to revisit the road we have walked together.
Presenting to you all, IIM Shillong, Shaping Futures, Serving Humanity.
A video film that celebrates the journey of IIM Shillong.
IIM Shillong, the 7th IIM in the country, was established on November 7, 2007. Lovingly called the campus in clouds, our foundation is rooted in Indian values, a global outlook, innovation, and sustainability. The campus was inaugurated by the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Modi ji in 2022.
Today, as we
Leadership and entrepreneurial spirit in alignment with the National Education Policy 2020.
At IIM Shillong, diversity and inclusion are our core values. We believe that multicultural learning environment fosters creativity, innovation, and empathy. Our all programs are significantly contributing to NEP 2020. Our 2-year MBA program and 1-year executive MBA program are offering more than 80 electives, encouraging our students to choose their academic journey according to their own interest and career aspiration. This year, we have achieved another milestone by launching 5 years integrated program in management with multiple exit options.
There was a technical problem in the video. We would play it again. Thank you for your patience.
IIM Shillong, the 7th IIM in the country, was established on November 7, 2007. Lovingly called the campus in clouds, our foundation is rooted in Indian values, a global outlook, innovation, and sustainability. The campus was inaugurated by the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Modi ji in 2022.
Today, as we see our country, Bharat is progressing from the 5th slot very rapidly to gain the number 3 slot in the world. What we need is people who manage business, not just who seek jobs. IIM Shillong is focusing on entrepreneurship, sustainability, and being the only IIM institute of its kind in the Northeast, it has a special role to play for the people.
Over the years, IIM Shillong has made significant progress in 7 key areas of excellence, emphasizing multidisciplinary learning in alignment with the National Education Policy 2020.
At IIM Shillong, diversity and inclusion are our core values. We believe that multicultural learning environment fosters creativity, innovation, and empathy. Our all programs are significantly contributing to NEP 2020. Our 2-year MBA program and 1-year executive MBA program are offering more than 80 electives, encouraging our students to choose their academic journey according to their own interest and career aspiration. This year, we have achieved another milestone by launching 5 years integrated program in management with multiple exit options. We have introduced community immersion program across all our program, making mandatory for every student to engage with community and connect classroom experience with practical applications and promote social responsibility. Internationalization is the key to connecting global. This year, we have signed more than 10 MOUs to strengthening our global presence.
At IIM Shillong, learning is multifaceted, led by dedicated faculty and supported by committed officers and staff within a campus that has state-of-the-art infrastructure. The programs are crafted to support students' professional journey to a dynamic global landscape. The vibrant campus is alive with cultural events, sports and student-driven activities, nurturing teamwork, leadership and entrepreneurial spirit, also fostering experiential learning. Various student clubs offer opportunities for honing the skills and teamwork. Our students consistently excel in national and international case competitions, demonstrating their managerial prowess and critical thinking abilities. Research at IIM Shillong is driven by a strong scholarly and industry focus, along with a commitment to sustainable development goals. Research chairs for strategic sectors drive impactful multidisciplinary engagements. We organize conferences and research symposiums across various sectors, including sustainability and tourism, fostering vibrant academic discourse and driving innovation. The Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Center for Policy Research and Analysis is established to support policymakers in the region. With our alumni, we reconnect, relive and rejoice together. They are integral to the learning process at IIM Shillong and our goals. Through alumni events and sessions, there is active connect, mentorship and knowledge sharing. Our industry associations are manifested in continuous engagements with industry leaders and executive education programs, bridging academics and industry. With more than 25 international partnerships, IIM Shillong students gain valuable cross-cultural experiences through global programs, immersions, and exchange arrangements. Social responsibility drives our initiatives, nurturing harmony with the communities through dedicated centers and student activities such as community immersion programs and national MOUs. The IIM Shillong Satellite Center in Tawang serves as a center for capacity building for various state governments in the northeast region. The Nikki initiative builds entrepreneurial skills, fostering local talent. The IIM Shillong Foundation for Incubation and Enterprises supports early stage businesses and startups. Interactions with various changemakers and thought leaders provide our students with the vision for transformational leadership and out-of-the-box thinking. IIM Shillong leads in adopting best practices, ensuring sustainability in our operations and a forward-thinking educational environment. At IIM Shillong, the leadership team motivates, inspires and supports in continuously building on the foundational ideas to achieve new goals. We take pride in being an institute that is vibrant, joyous and diverse, one that develops leaders dedicated to making meaningful contributions to society.
The Global Sales Science Institute Conference provided a platform for sales educators to enhance their professional development opportunities, bridging the gap between research and practice. IIM Shillong continues to collaborate with neighboring states through MOUs that focus on driving development and enhancing governance via customized training and capacity building programs. IIM Shillong strengthened its ties with the Indian Institute of Corporate Affairs for Corporate Governance, Policy Research and Capacity Building in the country. IIM Shillong remains committed to community participation and social development. The Institute regularly engages with social welfare organizations, educational institutions and community groups through exposure visits and outreach programs. IIM Shillong hosted International Week 2025 under the theme The Global Indian Mosaic, Leadership, Entrepreneurship and Impact. Held in Bengaluru, Mumbai and Delhi, IIM Shillong continues to host Legacy Meets 2025, a heartfelt initiative to reconnect with its pioneering alumni who shaped the Institute's foundation. Marking another significant milestone, the Institute inaugurated the Integrated Programming Management this year. The inaugural batch comprises 46 students from diverse regions across India. The program aims to cultivate the next generation of builders, thinkers, and innovators who will shape the future.
That was more than a film, it was a heartbeat captured in frames. We now enter a chapter that connects our classroom curiosity to real-world complexity. The panel discussion on AI, boon or bane to the workforce.
The session will be presided over by Professor Sanjeev Kakoti from IIM Shillong, an eminent academic known for his work on leadership, sustainability, and societal transformation. Joining him are our distinguished panelists, Shri Biswadeep Parida, Director, Climate and Energy, PwC India. He is a strategy consultant and is passionate about problem solving, finance, and sustainability. He has over 15 years of experience in solving complex problems and providing strategy consultancy to large corporates, PSUs, banks, and financial institutions in India and abroad. He is an electrical engineer, an MBA from IIM Shillong, and a Masters of Business Law from NLS Bangalore. He has keen interest in emission reduction and has supported several industries and energy companies to adopt decarbonization.
Shri Hitesh Gulati. He is currently Managing Director and Head of Institutional Equities Business at Haitong India, Indian subsidiary of Gotoi Haitong, the largest brokerage firm in China by asset size. He has around 15 years of work experience in the field of equity research and has been consistently voted as #1 equity research analyst for India insurance and diversified financial sectors. He is a finance gold medalist from IIM Shillong PGDM batch of 2009-11 and a triple gold medalist from IIT Roorkee 2009 batch, where he did his bachelor's in electrical engineering. He was also awarded CFA Charter in the year 2016.
We also have Shri Nonit Agrawal. He is the Vice President, Wealth and Investment Management at Wells Fargo, with extensive experience across leading banks including JP Morgan, ICICI, Axis Bank. Nonit specializes in credit appraisal and underwriting, credit risk and stakeholder management and process automation. He is also an alumnus of IIM Shillong from the batch of 2008 and 2010.
Together, they'll explore a defining question of times, not whether AI will take over our jobs, but how it will transform the way we work, lead, and create impact. I now request the panel to kindly come forward on the dais for the panel discussion. Please.
Good evening, everyone. Certainly be a pleasure to be part of this momentous occasion. Actually, the teenage years are almost over. We will turn 20 next year very soon. So when the profiles of each of the students or alums were being read out, I was getting slightly jittery. I said, wow, these guys are big achievers. Did they achieve it because of us or in spite of us? Anyway, jokes apart. The theme AI boon or bane to me represents the way we think. We think in zeros and ones, the binary always. So as a historian, I was going back in time to the time of 1811. That was the year when in England, machines were taking over the production of fabric. So the spinning jenny was introduced and people were losing jobs. So there was a person by the name of Nat Lud. They also call him King Lud. So he organized a group of individuals to go and attack factories and break machines. And from that time, in the English dictionary, the word Luddite came in. If you oppose changes in technology and you break it, that's supposed to be Luddite. And 1812, the government of England, they actually passed a law which gave capital punishment to anybody who dared to break a machine. That was 1811, 1812. So when we look at AI, it's a new technology that's coming in. If I were a Luddite, I try to break all the phones around. Sometimes I wish to do that in the classes. But that apart, I think we will go beyond the binary of it being a boon or a bane. It's a reality that is with us. So I don't think we should spend too much of time whether looking it's a bane, it's a boon. Let's see how we will ride the wave, how it's impacting workforce, how it's impacting business. And we have got three gentlemen here who are quite equipped to take us through the various contours of this debate, that how is AI impacting us and what should we do about it for the future. So I'll start with Bishwadeep.
Thanks, Kakoti sir. So now I fully agree with him. The thinking in binary, whether AI is a boon or bane, is a thing of the past. And why this question comes to the mind is because we hear a lot of noise around AI. Whenever we hear about it, we hear a lot of all the jobs being lost now. Companies throwing out droves of employees out is because AI is taking over. I think that's all the noise that has been created. We have to cut through that noise. And this is nothing. So technology transformation is nothing new that is coming up, all because of AI. We have seen it happen, when computers came in, and long before sir has taken that journey, hundreds of years back. But in our lives, we have seen the 2000s when the computers came in and they challenged the jobs of bankers. But we transformed ourselves, we upskilled ourselves, the workforce upskilled ourselves, and we moved up the ladder. So AI, as of now, just to put things to perspective, we are just scratching the surface of Gen AI. We have not gone into something which is agentic AI, which is coming and which may have a bigger impact, right? So that may have a bigger impact, but we are not yet at one level below. Gen AI, we have not realized the full potential of Gen AI, yet we are seeing all the noise. And it is not here to take our jobs. It is here to take the jobs of all the mundane jobs will be out, which are all the basic jobs may be out, but there is a lot of transformation that is to happen in business. It is going to open up a lot of avenues, right, in business. It is going to transform all the businesses, and during our discussion, we are going to talk about some of the transformations that we have been working out. So as a strategy consultant at PwC, I have led a few assignments where we are using AI to transform the way businesses work. We'll talk about them, and that is creating a lot more jobs, right? So let's just cut that thought out of it that it is going to take our jobs. Now I'll pass over to Nonit to just start with his perspective, and we'll come back.
Hello. Yeah. Thanks, Vishwadip, and thanks, Kakoti sir. So, yeah, I agree to the thought process which has been rolled out over here, that AI is basically a tool that helps us to get our job done, maybe more efficiently. So we know that back in 90s when mobile phone came into the picture, so we thought it's something which is distracting us. And till today we kind of see those cartoons or maybe the memes which goes around, which says that okay, we have grown in a way where we were playing off the field and playing something which is helping us to boost our energy. And nowadays kids are on the phone and they are kind of not able to get those kind of things which we used to do in our childhood. So this is kind of a perspective. But if we look back and we see what mobile phone has helped us throughout the time, we will understand there are a lot of things for which we have to go to the banks and get our job done. Now everything is net banking. People who are elderly, they were not knowing how to work through the net banking, and they have to. It was difficult for them to go to the bank and get those things done. So that has improved. And now when you have your Demat accounts and everything, that is also online. So everything is online. So basically mobile phone and internet, it has helped us a lot. So this again, when we talk about AI, is again a defining turn in the way we work today. And having said that, I work in Wells Fargo for wealth and investment banking, and I have seen that how we used to do the work, that has also changed with time. And we are trying to take leverage of AI, and we have kind of changed a lot of processes. So the point which Vishwadip also highlighted, cutting short the mundane job. So that is what we have been doing. So when we talk about AI, it is more when we work on something, there would be something which will require creative thinking, and there would be something which will be having more of a repetitive task. So what AI is helping us to get rid of those mundane tasks or non-productive things, or maybe something routine things which requires less of skill set, then we can spend more time on, which is more creative in nature. So with that, I think AI is already helping us in that direction. We see that a lot of things that we do in different industries, AI is able to help us on that. So if I talk about banking and finance, so you see the chat box. So if we see 5 years down the line, we were not seeing those chat box, but now if you log into any portal, chat box is there to help us resolve our issues. Similarly, in terms of underwriting, so you have seen that people who are taking personal loans, so you are getting the loan sanctioned, even disbursed on the same day. That you do not used to be the scenario a couple of years back. So all those has changed because people are able to take leverage of the technology and able to do it in the right manner. Having said that, there would be a lot of things which obviously AI will not be able to replace. For example, something which has a judgment call to be taken. So that is something human touch will be required. If we have something to do with emotional things, so that is again AI cannot take away. So in the end of the day, what I would like to summarize is AI is a tool which is helping us to make us more efficient. We should look into that perspective when we work with AI and use it as a tool to get our job done more efficiently. So with that, I will pass over to Hitesh.
Yeah, thanks, Noli. I have a slightly different point of view on this. I would actually put it this way. It's a boon for the CEOs and the top employees in corporations. It's a kind of a bane for the junior most employees. And the reason I'll tell you, look at what's happened in the last few days. Amazon fired 30,000 employees. Now, is Amazon actually doing badly? If you look at the stock price, that's definitely not the case. So then why are they doing this? Generally, we associate companies firing 30,000 people with companies not doing well. That's because they are investing massively into AI, which in the future is going to enhance productivity. So whether we accept it or we don't accept it, AI is going to come for junior level jobs. And what we, all of us can do is try to modify the way we modify our skill set in a manner that when AI comes for our jobs, our skill set is not only of a repeatable job. Because while senior level employees and CEOs will kind of enjoy giving higher returns to the shareholders, their agenda will not be towards entry level jobs. They will not be focused on how many employees they are culling out. So in my view, one needs to be practical over here. AI today might not be taking a lot of jobs. Maybe a few years down the line, it will come for a lot of jobs. And if you actually look at what's happening in some of the industries in India, it is actually also opening up jobs. For instance, India is actually becoming the bot training capital of the world. What does that mean? Because all these AIs, they need to be trained, right? The data needs to be cleaned. So those kind of jobs will emerge. But we need to be ready for that. The generation which is going to maybe just face the brunt in the next couple of years will find it the most challenging. The one who will have a few more years to adapt, they will probably have the benefit of hindsight. Another point where a lot of people draw parallels is when computers came in 2000. My only differing point on that is when computers came in, the young employees actually benefited. AI is actually going to come for jobs not of senior employees but of young employees. When computers came in, a lot of bank branches saw a lot of senior employees getting VRSs, right? Because they did not know how to operate computers. But today, the AI is going to come for junior level jobs. And actually, let me just put it this way. Do you think senior employees' role is going to be not impacted? No, it's not the case. They also need to upscale. So if I'm not saying they don't need to upscale. But the point here is any job where there is interpersonal skills involved, where there is an emotional element involved, AI will not be able to beat the human. So that is something that even you guys can develop, right? Because ultimately when you start working in the jobs, it's not only about doing your task. You need to develop a rapport, maybe with clients later, because you don't get exposure immediately, but with your subordinates, with your seniors. So developing interpersonal skills is actually going to be very important because that is something that AI can't do. So in my view, one should not completely ignore the problem that AI is going to cause in the next few years. And one should kind of prepare for that by kind of adapting our skill sets accordingly.
Nothing less expected of Hitesh Gulati. He's somebody who would always have a refreshing and a different point of view. So the conversation is just opening up. So one of the things that we need to tell ourselves is that in terms of technology, we are going through a fundamental change. That change in technology is already apparent with AI and other things coming in. But what probably in an institute of management like ours, we'd also need to think that if technology is changing, is it also time to think about a generational shift in why business is done, how it should be done? Because we notice that an organization like Amazon, which is dropping so many thousand people in the last few weeks, they are still based on trying to maximize profits. But new generation businesses are talking about profiting society, not just about profits. So that's one area where we might need to think about. And the other, and since Biswadeep is actually Director Climate and Energy, and that got me excited, is that we all know that we are in the middle of a tremendous climate crisis. Till last year when I was teaching this course, we had 6 of the parameters of planetary boundaries that had been breached. This year when I was teaching the course, it was 7 boundaries breached, and these are irreversible. The world is not going to be the same again. So maybe AI can be used to reverse some of it, maybe stop some of the downslide. So how do we make the younger people equip themselves with the right kind of skills that will enable them to use AI to their advantage and to the advantage of the world?
Thanks for the question, sir. Now, since he has asked a question on climate, I would want to talk about one of the assignments or experiments that we were doing around increasing the penetration of renewable energy that we have. Now, one of the most important levers of reversing climate change and one of the most important contributors of this climate change is the emissions that we have. And 80% of that is through burning of fossil fuels for generation of energy in any form. Now, so that becomes the most important lever. And if we are able to reduce our fossil fuel consumption, but we cannot reduce the consumption of energy. So most of that energy has to come from renewable energy, and that has its limitations. And we have been having this problem for around 15 years, but there has been no solution because you can control the way you generate electricity from coal or from oil, but solar energy and wind, they have a mind of their own. They will generate when the wind blows or when the sun comes up. So there was much of a difficulty in integrating all the three with the demand. What has happened in the last 2 years is with AI coming in, and we are having a lot of data for the last 5 years around how these sources, how this solar profile, the generation profile of a solar plant behaves, what would be the accurate level of weather forecasting for tomorrow, what would be the accurate level of wind forecasting for tomorrow. Using AI, we have been able to do that. And personally at PwC, we have been supporting the load dispatch centers with this. So all this could happen because of, we were able to find some sense out of the large amount of data that was captured for around 10 years. So AI has helped in increasing the penetration of solar or wind. Earlier, we had only 20 to 30% of renewable energy in the grid. This way, it can go up to around 70 to 80% if we are able to properly forecast it for every 15-minute time interval. So that's how AI has helped in increasing the penetration of renewable energy in the grid. So that was one of the examples how it can help in climate. Now, sir, since we are also talking about business transformation using AI, one thing is, of course, it has threatened some of the jobs, and we are just, as I said, we are just scratching the tip. It is about to take a lot of those type of jobs, right? But it will create a lot of jobs. All the jobs at Amazon were not because of AI. That's the noise that we have created. There was impact of AI, of course, but in future there will be. Now, let me talk about a recent assignment that we did at a very large steel plant. The assignment was to increase their efficiency, reduce their costs using AI. Earlier, we used to work a lot on guesswork. Now, with AI, we know that there are around 70 different parameters which are to be controlled in a steel plant to improve their efficiency. And if we are able to put a mathematical equation around those 70, 80 parameters and find out of those which 20 matter most, and we are able to control those very decisively, we can improve the efficiency. That is a possibility that AI opened up. Theoretically, using data from one of the European plants, which saved those data for more than 15, 20 years, we were able to show to the management that if you do it for your plant, find which are the most important parameters which matter, you will be able to improve your efficiency by 15 to 20%. And that would be some 3,000 to 4,000 crores worth of saving in a year. Now, everyone was excited, right? We got a very large assignment. We went on to deliver to the steel plant, the floors. What we found out is they do not have data for the plant. Here I am going to put a very important statistic. More than 70% of the AI implementation assignments that we take up fail. As of now, more than 70% have failed. And this I am saying from a first person perspective. 70% of those experiments or of those assignments have failed because there is no data. Today, only those companies which are implementing AI-led transformation are the ones who realized in 2008, 2010, and they started gathering data. Right? So AI is all data and analytics, right? It's the next form of data and analytics. It's nothing more, and we put a very fancy term around it. You have millions of cells of data, and you put a sense around it, and you try to find the important parameters, try to monitor them. Right? That's what AI is. I think that's what Sir would have taught you. We have just put a fancy name. So now the first assignment that we have now with the steel plant is we have to now collect data. Now all the fancy the assignment of AI-led transformation that we started with will happen after 3 to 4 years. For the next 3-4 years, we are to only put in sensors here and there and collect all the data. Right? So we went 5 years back. And as we are discussing this with many of the other clients, we are finding the same problem. The first task is to put in sensors here and there and collect all the data, create that data lake. So that is opening up a lot of jobs. That is one. Then with the same company, we have taken up another assignment to transform the workforce. Now, before you transform the business, the entire workforce has to be transformed. And within their workforce, we have to teach everyone to leverage AI and data and analytics. It's all data science, right? So how they will be benefited and how they can benefit the company is a 6-month training, so as to say, we are taking up with them. In that, we are identifying 7 different personas, starting from the people who work on the shop floors. How they will put in sensors and what are the important parameters on which data is to be collected. They are being trained to collect data using AI, AR and VR. Right, so it's a lot of things happening. There is a lot of things around IoT that's going on. So AI actually opened up a lot of opportunities around. All the different level of people are getting trained, right from collecting data to cleansing data to making a sense out of it to the CXOs who take decisions based on data. Right, so 7 different layers of trainings have been created. All the people are being transformed, and we are seeing the same thing in a large aluminum company also that we are working at. So as of now, it is a bit far. We are only seeing the results with those people who invested 15 years back. But when all of them would come together with their data lakes created, and then we would have that agentic AI, which maybe we'll talk a little bit later on, there would be some threat, and I'm not denying this, Hitesh, there would be a lot of threat to a lot of jobs that exist today. So that is why the workforce has to transform, right? And you would have heard a famous saying on whether AI will take away your jobs, and the answer was AI will not take away your job, but someone who knows AI will take away your job, right? So with that thought, it's very useful that we learn to take the best use of AI as of now, right? So with this, maybe we'll have some perspective from the banking industry from Nalin.
Thanks, Vishwadip. So for banking industry, what I've seen, so before I come to the banking industry, let me give you a perspective about how AI is helping in the job today. So for smallest of thing, when you write an email, so you can give a content to the AI and say this is how you want to draft your email. So it will draft beautifully the email, what you want to send out, and you can actually share that. So that is the smallest of the things which AI can do. Apart from that, today in the MBA colleges, we are trained on PPTs and things like that. So that is also something which AI can do today. Now, these are some of the very small things which AI is doing. Apart from that, when we talk about the bigger things, so we have something called credit underwriting. In credit underwriting, what we do, we collect the data from the client, and then we analyze and we try to recommend to the our approvers to say that whether we are okay for the loan to be approved or not. And doing that takes a lot of time because we have to analyze the company details, we have to analyze the company financials, we have to analyze how the client has been doing in the past, we have to collect the bureau report, see the credit history, and then take a call whether we are okay to lend or not. Now there are a lot of things over here now AI is helping us. So for example, when we talk about financial analysis, so financial analysis is a very small thing which we use in generic way, but when you do the underwriting, you will understand that there are a lot of components to it. So some of the components can be automated. So what we are doing, that we are giving the samples to the AI and we are saying that, okay, these are the financials we have got, and we want to have a great underwriting memo being generated, and you can give a prompt saying that act as an expert underwriter and give us a financial summary. These are the financials. This is how we want the output to be there. Now the problem is the AI will be able to give you those data. They will be able to give you the beautiful summary, but whether it is accurate, because one of the problems that we face with AI is it also hallucinate. So you cannot 100% rely on AI. So what I'm trying to say is, when we talk about AI in banking, it can make your work easy. It can maybe make some of the work which is more of a repetitive in nature, take out that, make it more efficient. But the human requirement will not go away when it comes to underwriting. So even if the AI has given us a summary, we have to again validate it to ensure that what we want, it is coming out in the right fashion. Also, when we talk about AI, it is important to understand that in the financial world, it's we cannot go wrong, because people are having their money in stake, and if we are giving any wrong decision, then it is to play with the reputation risk also. So that's why whatever the decision that we make has to be right, and to make it right, AI we can use as a tool, but not to rely completely on it. Giving more perspective in terms of banking, what I have seen over the past couple of years, we are also trying to automate some of the stuffs which is manual earlier. So when we talk about the loan process, so there will be different types of loans. So one would be new loan come to you and you sanction it, and there would be a renewal of loans. So the loan is already been given and you have to renew it every year. So when you do a renewal of the loan, So those are something where it is requiring less of underwriting, because there is a client which has already been established. You have the financials, and if you make tick in the box for a couple of items, then you can kind of approve it. So AI is supporting that big time. We had a process where we had a staff of 20-25 people, and those were brought down to 3 or 4 people now with the support of AI. But is it it's the first time that the company is using some tools to reduce the workforce? The answer is no. And if I have to tell you the bigger picture, when I came out from the college straight and joined the corporate, I found that there is something called as a bell curve, which you would have seen in your statistics, right? So in organization also it works like that. So every year, whether you perform or not, there will be a comparative analysis which will be happening with your peers. And the person who is not performing, he has to leave the organization. So that is true for all the organization. So the ask here is to make yourself competitive and make yourself educate and learn the new things. Because if you're not learning the new things, then you are out in the market. So AI is one of the new things that has come in the market. So if we want to be in the job, we have to learn the tool as fast as we can, and we have to be master of it, and we have to think of it like how it can help us to make our life better. Because this is the time when we see that not everybody knows 100% of AI. Maybe somebody knows only the terminology of AI, and somebody are maybe 70-80%. But 100%, it's very few people who are there. So if we take this time to educate ourselves in terms of AI learning, so now there are a lot of courses also available, and we can take leverage of that, and we can master it. So if you are competing with your peers and you are at an advantage of understanding how to play AI in your advantage, then you can maybe competitive and fare better than your peers. So with that, I think we are in a good shape, and AI is definitely helping the banking industry to come up with a more efficient way. It will continue to go, but at the end of the day, as I said, it's up to us, how we adapt it, how we make it work it to our advantage. And if we have those mindset, then I think AI will not be a challenge. It will rather help us to work the way we want it to be. Thank you.
Let's, before Hitesh, you start speaking, I just want to change the narrative and maybe change the gears. Because what I've noticed is that all of us are sticking to our respective areas of work and speaking from that perspective. But having known you personally inside the classroom, I know you bring in much more onto the table than the current jobs that you're doing. So one of the things that's being talked about China is that China has a very, very big lead in rare earth because they had invested in terms of research and technology 20 years ago, and today they are reaping the benefits. So with AI, which are the areas that could be of potential growth for India? Because one of the things that's China, again, coming back to China, Beijing was one of the most polluted cities. Today it's become one of the cleanest. And they've just offered India technology to help clean up our cities. So, and they had heavily invested in AI to get rid of pollution. The oceans were a bigger carbon sink than all the forests in the world. But today the oceans have become acidified. They are dying. So in agriculture, in India, more than 68% of the people are engaged in agriculture. The topsoil is getting washed away. The soil condition is becoming very bad, and alarms are running that within the next 10 years, the soil will become uncultivable, something that's happening. So to create new opportunities and to use new technology to create new jobs, new opportunities, how do we go about it? And I think, Hitesh, you could, we start from there. New opportunities that AI could be used for.
I think on the climate part, I'll leave Viswadeep to kind of answer, but I'll kind of touch upon some of the topics that I feel. As I was mentioning earlier, I think data cleaning and data feeding is a big part. Now, touch upon AI hallucination. Now, a competitor of Viswadeep, Australian government actually gave them a project, and I think all of you must have read that in the newspaper. They did that project using AI, and it had like a lot of errors. No, so that's typically AI hallucination. AI doesn't think for itself. It thinks what you feed in. So the quality of data you feed in, and actually the company had to refund the money that they had actually taken from the Australian government to do that project because the data was wrong. So what I'm trying to say is ultimately there are going to be jobs related to AI, which I think a lot of us who are sitting here could be a part of in the future. I see a lot of jobs opening in the field of feeding data, cleaning data, and these could be kind of not too far in the distant future. It could be kind of very, very soon, but all we need is an open mind. A traditional MBA student's mind works in fields of finance, marketing. He probably thinks of jobs like equity research, investment banking. Now, before sir just kind of touched upon, I wanted to actually highlight a point. If I were to interview any candidate for equity research, you know what they tell me? If I ask them, why do you want to come to equity research? They tell me, sir, मेरा stock market में बहुत अच्छा ध्यान है, मैं stocks ऐसे ढूंढ लेता हूँ. You know, when I look at them, I just tell them, you know what you would be doing? You would be filling data for the next 2 years. And they give me a kind of a blank look. And that is what you do in reality. In investment banking, what do? In the beginning couple of years, you are actually filling in data, making very nice presentations. And as Nonit mentioned, all that work can actually be done by AI much quicker and actually better. So then a corporate will look at, okay, if I have 4 junior analysts, I could just have one person who uses AI the best. So he uses AI the best, gives me the best output, rather than having 4 people spending all-nighters and giving me a work which probably AI is doing better. So corporates are not sympathetic. And sir, I'm sorry to say this, but Indian corporates are very much like US corporates in terms of margins, profitability. And that's why in a way, if you look at Indian stock market and US stock markets, multiples tend to be higher because they are focused on shareholder returns. Now, whether that's right, wrong is another debate. But in my view, Indian corporates are no far behind in laying off people or improving efficiency to the extent that they can. One place where I feel Indian corporates lack the Chinese is investments. And as sir mentioned, a couple of years back, given my parent company is China, I went to Shanghai. When I was going to Shanghai, my thought was it would be better than India. But honestly, when I saw it, I felt it was better than New York. And that was a shocker to me, how far they have kind of progressed. But their stock market doesn't trade at our multiples. We trade at a 20, 25x PE multiple. Their stock market has been languishing at 10 to 15. So there is probably argument in what sir is saying in terms of holistic, not only looking at shareholder returns, looking at holistic returns. So that's a separate argument. But given a lot of students sitting here, a lot of us are actually going to be involved in proper professional jobs, I think we should take the alarm bells, but also see it as an opportunity. There are opportunities. I would actually think there is scope for the alumni community to actually start engaging with these students, because classroom sessions probably cannot take care of what's actually happening on the ground. For instance, in the past, in equity research, we used to do DRHP analysis, those 600-page documents, which would take maybe 15, 20 days to kind of analyze. AI would do it much quicker. But what AI cannot do is give you an opinion on whether to buy that stock or not. That opinion AI can't give. In fact, on a slightly lighter note, even Albert Einstein lost money in the stock markets. So AI can definitely not do that. So the fund managers are not losing their job. But the junior level employees who are going to be putting in data, making those fancy presentations, they would be losing their jobs if they don't kind of upscale themselves. Yeah, so maybe Sudhi, you could.
Yeah, we are slightly running out of time. So what I do is I give 2 minutes each to put in your last thoughts, because you're meeting the students again tomorrow. So the discussion could carry on.
Yeah, sure.
But
if you have questions from them, whether we can take and then.
Yes.
Please.
Should I pass on the mic?
You know, I think we are talking about what is going to happen with the students, how they should face it.
Yes.
But I want to because you are an expert, I am not AI expert, I am just asking as a layman point of view and whatever is my understanding about AI. AI is more about, like you said, correlation of data. And Kojesh, to your opinion, you said interpersonal skills cannot be fed into AI. But what is interpersonal skills? What I feel is like if you will abuse me, there is something, one word has something in my mind and it will be a reaction according to that word. But if I don't know if you'll abuse me in Chinese, maybe I'll not have that kind of this thing. But these data can be fed in. Maybe not today, maybe after 5 years. So what is your view, not about the job market, how much deep AI can go if we'll keep feeding and feeding? How and why it cannot overcome the interpersonal skills? What is the logic that it will never take? Never take, or it is not taking now?
You want to go first?
Yeah. So, I feel the human element, the decision making, ultimately will probably still exist with the humans. It would probably still exist with probably the senior management. What AI can do is remove the emotional portion. So for example, when we kind of take decisions, a lot of times we kind of get emotional about taking those decisions, and that kind of has a bias in whether we are taking the right decision or not. AI can kind of supplement that with what should be taken based on past data. But the real world is not actually based on past data. There is going to be differences, scenarios which we want to see, which might not have been fed in AI. So AI is basically training based on what it has been fed, right? So it's like you fed machine and the scenarios that they have seen. But real life, you could see decisions that have to be taken on the spot. I'll just quote Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos says, I sleep 8 hours a day because I just need to take 1 or 2 decisions a day. And those 2 decisions determine the quality of where my company is going. So senior management has to take those decisions based on what the real life scenario is. For instance, if a scenario like COVID comes in, how do we kind of tackle it? Now, COVID could not have been fed in any AI. Now, how do corporates kind of go through those kind of situations? So in my view, AI completely taking over might not be the kind of scenario, but in my view, AI will progress. Companies are investing a lot. They're pouring a lot of money into AI to get to a stage where they can enhance and kind of improve productivity. So we should not underestimate AI, but I would still give that benefit that ultimately the decision making will probably stay with humans.
Yeah. So, sir, carrying forward that, the whole point of data-driven decision-making was to take the emotion element out of it, right? So, say 5% of people in the world, they need to take 5% of the decisions in the world need to be emotion-driven or experience-driven, like the example of Jeff Bezos and all. But 90-95% of the decisions to be taken are at a middle management level, which better be data driven, right? So that emotion element, discounting that emotional element need not be seen in a bad light. The other points that I was saying is, as of now, we have just, as I have repeatedly been saying, we have just seen the tip of the power of AI. A very few amount of data has been fed in, and we are very, but the workforce is hallucinating. As and when we go in and in the next 5 to 10 years, we fill in all the data. I don't see a limit to what can happen after, because 5 years back, we did not expect that we would reach here, right? And as of now, we are not realizing the true benefits of AI because we don't have the data. 70-80% of the companies don't have the data to implement AI-driven transformations. After the next 10 years, they would have it because they are starting now. They are late. They would have it. And whatever is the type of data, you are saying that, it can say why it is green, it is chlorophyll. But beyond that, maybe today someone hasn't thought of it, right? After 5 years, people will start putting in one level up of data. Of the AI-driven transformations that we were talking, we know that what are the 8 different parameters. They have to be maintained in this particular range. 8 or 10 different parameters of a steel plant which have to be maintained in a particular range to improve their efficiency. That we found out using data. But how to keep them in this range? There is an interoperability between them. That is somewhere today humans have to tell. But after 5 years, we will put in that data. Or that same algorithm will learn to keep these two parameters within these range. This is the human intervention that was put in. The machine will learn. Right, so you would have heard, apart from AI, you would have heard a lot about machine learning, neural networks and all. No, these are just one level up of this. The more we keep on feeding data, the more that they will give. And it's just a machine. No, it will replicate what we teach them to be. Till now we haven't taught them. And now we are excited to teach them. So I don't see a limit, but it's just a matter of time.
So I'll just add few things over here. So as you rightly pointed out that we do not know the capability today, but there could be a situation where a lot of things being done by AI and we do not know how it will look like and the things it will be reflecting on the workforce. So just one thing I want to add is when we talk about the AI, how AI is doing the calculation, it is basically based on the data and the data is what human is feeding it. So the human intervention will be required even for feeding the data. Now the job requirement will change. So now what we are doing is we are using the data and doing the stuffs of our own. Now the requirement will be that we understand how we give the inputs of the data to the AI to give the right to get the right requirements. So that is one. Another would be as Hitesh talked about that COVID example. So normally when we talk about AI, they go by past history, like what has happened in the past. They will collect those data and give you the answers. This is what best fit in. But if a new scenario comes in, which they haven't seen in the past, AI will not be able to support. When we talk about the creativity, the filmmaking or the content writing. So there also what happens that the AI is taking the information, what has been in the past. They are collaborating all those information and giving us something which we can use for our requirement. But at the end of the day, the creativity has to come from us. So the human creativity cannot be taken over by AI. So that is where the difference will lie.
Would there be any questions from the students? There is Professor Parijat. The mic is just in front of you.
Yeah. So very fascinating discussion. See, it's like what we find AI today is like the euphoria that we had regarding EVs, right? So all of us, what we are talking about is basically the operational level. Job rahega ya jayega, right? Now, one of the points that Professor Kakoti touched upon is what is happening regarding the climate change. Right? We talk about AI, feed more data, make more data, feed more data, make AI, everything goes on. Now, who is going to bear the price of running these data centers? All these companies, be it PwC, Deloitte, TCS, have taken a strategic turn in its course of event. They are going to more into rental income or something like that, right? That we are going to set up more now GCCs, but who pays for the GCCs? Right? You set up a GCC, you push up the world temperature, right? Climate goes up, climate goes for a toss. Who is supposed to answer this? All we are basically talking about is the operational level. नौकरी रहेगा या जाएगा? आज ChatGPT है, कल 4 है, कल 5 है, कल Gemini है, कल वो बंदर है. All this will keep on continuing. But where do this industry see this? That where to draw a limit? Because are they not answerable to the global problem of climate change?
Very pertinent question, sir. Let me take a dig at this. We have been supporting a lot of these data centers in sourcing their energy, and as you have rightly pointed out, AI feeds not only on data but on a lot of energy. So if you look at all the data centers, be it Meta, be it Amazon or STP or Airtel's Nextra, the plan for them is to source all their energy from renewable energy sources. As of now, half of it or 60% of it is from the grid, which is a mix of coal-based, where your problem perfectly comes up is, as on date, if you see, some 2 to 3% of the world's energy is being consumed by data centers. Around 2030, 10% of the world's energy would be consumed by data centers. And no other sector grows at that level, at that pace. So a lot of energy would be required, but the plan for them that they are having, the commitment that they have is they would source most of their energy from renewable energy. But as of now, the solution is not there. How would they only take solar and wind energy to run data centers, which needs 24/7 energy and at 100% reliability? That solution is not there. Sun comes at a time, wind comes at a time. Here, AI only is helping. How do they match all these curves and find a perfect demand to supply? So these are all work in progress, but these all have to be moved into renewable energy. That's the what you say, the North Star. That's where everyone is trying to move, but the solution is still not there. Everyone is collectively trying to find.
I'm afraid we have just absolutely run out of time. I know this was a fascinating session. I learned so much. But just for the information of everybody, we try to take the maximum out of alums when they come here. So they've come here for the Foundation Day celebrations, and tomorrow they're addressing each one. They're addressing the students separately. So it's going to be very, very rich sessions tomorrow as well. I love the word hallucinating. So I think even human beings are at a stage of hallucination of constant, and we want the economic growth curves to be exponential. Exponential growth in a finite planet is nothing but hallucination. I can imagine a scene with AI when Parijat, you don't have to be worried, neither Basav nor anybody else. We'll be all losing our jobs soon. AI is going to take over. And classrooms and buildings will become redundant. I mean, people don't need to come here to study. Information and everything is going to be available. So at the most, let's hang on for another 5 years. And after. So on that note, we are getting taken over, but it's interesting to know that technology is just technology. It depends on how it is used. Just because you have a bicycle doesn't mean that 24/7 you're going to ride that bicycle. You just use it to go from point A to point B. Same here. The reason why you're alive, the meaning of life, everything needs to come in. Because economies will be shaped, businesses will be shaped on what we want out of life. What is this world if full of care? There is no time to stand and stare. I think we are losing that. So on that note, let's all be humans first, enjoy life like the cultural program will show us. And let's stop thinking about the threats of AI. Pradeep, we are not losing our jobs yet. So on that note, thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
So, thank you to our panelists for sharing your insights on impacts, potential, and uses of AI.
We kindly request the panelists to be on the dais as we invite Professor Naliniprava Tripathy ma'am along with Professor Sanjeev Kakoti sir to felicitate the panelists as a token of our gratitude for sharing their wisdom with us today. Ma'am, please.
Thank you. It was an absolute pleasure. Thank you, everyone.
To express our appreciation to everyone who brought this day together, we now invite our Chief Administrative Officer to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Kakoti sir, for energizing us so much here. Respected Nitin Sharma sir, Director Madam, BKD sir, dear colleagues and students, a very, very good evening and very, very auspicious day today. Today, our national song Vande Mataram was written, and today IIM Shillong was founded, which you just saw in the first board of meeting. Heartiest greetings, congratulations for this wonderful day. As I start with my proceedings, I would first like to thank our first speaker for the day, Professor Barwa, who was here for the Foundation Day lecture in the morning, though he is not here physically present. Our gratitude, and we are grateful to our chairman, sir, who had, in spite of his not being here, he had conveyed his message, which was read out to all of us. Our board has always been very, very supportive, which I keep gathering from my faculty and the other colleagues here. Nitin sir, thank you so much for being here, in spite of what hectic schedule you've been having. I am aware, madam is aware, and still you could make it being here. And so let me assure you, your story was wonderful, and we will certainly carry it forward. And believe us, sir, the slow and steady we may be, but slow and steady we will win, and we will achieve where our board desires us to be there, sir. BKD, sir, thank you so much. Your very presence here really energizes all of us here. Director ma'am, thank you so much for guiding us for this auspicious day and organizing all these events. Our distinguished panelists, sorry to note down their names because I'm new to you, Biswajit Parida, Hitesh Gulati, Nonit Agarwal. I'm very, very grateful to you guys. Thank you so much, and wonderful that you shared your experiences and your insights into this. Today morning also we had a session on the AI, which half of it I did not understand, but now connecting that, I think I'm being honest about it. I'm sure the others also would be like me here, and certainly we are grateful to you for all this. And alums really mean a lot, and they can do a lot, and they do a lot for the institute. We certainly look upon you for all that. Coming to all my colleagues who have been working here, whether the faculty colleagues, the officers and the staff, day and night, not only for this function or this occasion today, but otherwise also. Grateful to each one of you. Thank you so much. And students, we are proud of you. Another team with the faculty, with the staff, and with the students. We make a good, strong family. Thank you so much for being part of everything. Grateful to you. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Two wonderful MCs.
Yes. Oh, sorry, I missed the two wonderful MCs, and the besides them, there are some of their colleagues who are behind the stage, the PR committee, the student council, and the other cultural committee, which we will be seeing now. I would like to thank them also for their wonderful presentation and their wonderful contribution. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for the kind words.
That brings us to a well-earned break. We invite everyone to join us for high tea in the L-shaped hall.
And don't go too far. We'll meet again at 6 p.m. at the NAB lawn for an evening that celebrates our other classrooms, that is culture, music, and community.
Thank you so much, everyone.
We'll go from here only. I'm not run away.
No. Please come. No, sir. ऐसे ही. ऐसे ही.
What's your name?
Talisha.
And where are you from?
I'm from Kerala.
Oh, from Kerala?
Yes.
All the way from Kerala
Yes.
here? Or did you come from Delhi? Or?
No, like I studied in different parts of South India because my dad serves in the central government, so.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Here's the phone.
Thank you, sir.
बाद में एक साथ उसको लॉन्च करेंगे